Welcome back to another episode of the Breakdown series. This should be breakdown number 9, and we have a gameplay post-patch. Hopefully this should come out before Awakening the Nightmare, so I apologize if it doesn't, but I really don't see why it wouldn't. But nonetheless, here I am with some Serena gameplay. Serena is in kind of a weird spot right now in the meta where she can do infantry openers herself, but other people like Cutter and I guess probably Sergeant Johnson too might be a little bit better at a infantry opener. But I really do like Serena's leader powers. I do like kind of what she brings to the table. Although I will say that there are many times in this game where I get frustrated with just the way Serena armies kind of work sometimes, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So I'm going with a play right now of just Marines and Cryo Troopers, typical kind of opener Serena play. Nothing really too extreme here. We're playing against, I don't remember who they are. Eventually I'm going to press start, it's a Yap Yap. And it's a Jerome. Yes, a Yap Yap and a Jerome. And this was another team war game. Ranked is kind of like I said in my last breakdown, it's not really super fun right now for me, just because I'm having more fun just kind of testing leaders right now than really playing intense, crazy ranked matches. But this game ends up being an intense, crazy, basically like a ranked match. This game goes very back and forth. You'll notice if you look at how long this video is, about 35 minutes, and it unedited, it was probably 10 more minutes. I cut out what I could, but I mean, there's just so much going on in this gameplay throughout that I felt like this was a really interesting one, an important one to put in, just with how much is going on. So, with that in mind, I have a little army here, and you notice that the Jerome Mantis comes in, which really kind of sucks, because that Jerome Mantis is going to milt any scouts that come up. It's going to start milting my units, and instead of backing off and focusing on some nodes for a little bit, that Jerome Mantis is just it's going to kind of chase us down for a minute. I'm going to keep pumping out units here. I do have my ice cream truck, but look, I mean, this Jerome Mantis is just ruthless. It just keeps coming and coming, and it doesn't want to stop. And I'm thinking for a second here, maybe I can challenge it, but I don't have the units there to really be able to counter that. So I'm going to try to get all my units together, come back, and hopefully be able to take out this Mantis soon. But I'm thinking, hey, if it's over there, it's slow, let me just move to the other side of the map, grab a power node, do something useful with my time. Because you can't just sit on an army, which I do here and there in this gameplay, and I actually had to cut out some of it because I was getting bored myself. I was just like, God, do something, man. Like, you got to do something with those units. But it's when you're in the moment, sometimes you just freeze and you're just like, what do I do? Like, how am I going to counter this and that? And you just kind of get stopped for a second. But luckily, we're going to be able to take this power node and just kind of hope to get some more power income so we can get our upgrades quicker. Now, I will say that the Mantis is super. I mean, already at this point, it's making me so mad. I hate this Mantis. It won't leave me alone. So I got grenade throw earlier so I could just spam all these grenades at this Mantis, and it ends up paying off because we take out the Mantis itself. But the Jerome is still there, and Jerome is still being super annoying because he can take a lot of hits and can destroy pretty much any early game unit, which, I mean, I'm not going to say like Jerome's overpowered. He's a great leader. I think he's an awesome, super balanced leader at this point. So he's not overpowered by any means. He's just annoying. He's really annoying to run into early game. But we are able to drive him off, and I see that he's running away, so I'm going to start trying to pick off some of his, straggler units here. I see that he keeps him just right there, and I'm like, man, I'm going to see if I can't just snipe out this Jerome and force him to make another one. Because if he sacked his field armory, and then you have to sack a thing just to make another field armory, then make another Jerome, and that's going to take a while. So I was like, hey, I'll see if I can take it out. But thankfully, Mr. Mike here that I've been playing with a lot recently, he is able to kind of cut off the Jerome for a second, and I'm trying to get over to the Jerome now that we have some sight, but look at all these ice barriers, they're just blocking my way, and there's not really much I can do there. So I'm going to keep pumping out Marines, but what I really need to do here is sack a Harvester, throw down another generator, stop focusing on all these units for a second, because you look at my power income compared to my supply, I have so much supply income right now. I need to just get the supply pad I just hovered over, just sack that, throw on another generator. I need to get more power income rolling in. I do have Tech 2 that I'm about to finish the upgrade for, so 7 minutes and 18 seconds into the game, I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling great, but I'm feeling like, okay, I haven't been challenged at my base yet. I have things I need. I'm going to be really ballsy here, throw down a base on their side, because I haven't really seen anything more than a Jerome from the blue player. Now, in most games, probably not the best idea to just throw down a base without really scouting on the other side of the map. But I was feeling confident. I was like, I can do this. I'll just throw down a base, so that way if the blue player wants a base on his side, he's going to have to go through my base first. So, sacking a barracks there, because I don't really need cryo troopers anymore at this point. The little cannon fodder mine there, I guess, from the Yap Yap didn't really do much, because I have units that could detect. But you can see this a really great salvo here, and anybody that keeps up with with my videos knows that I hate the salvo. It makes me very frustrated, and it does a lot of damage and just makes me very, very mad because it comes back quickly. And I swear I get hit with like 40 salvos this game. It's so frustrating. I feel like it comes back like every 30 seconds. It's just like I'm getting hit with it all the time. But nonetheless, we take down the Jerome Mantis again, which is great, because now the Jerome is running away, which means we again have the advantage. We're taking out units. We have things rolling. I'm going to start throwing up some more supply pads on this base. I really, again, need to, there we go. I'm going to throw down a generator finally, and things are really going to start rolling in economically for me. I will say the one thing that I'm kind of worried about at this point in the game is that, I don't have really any good mid-game units. I'm still kind of relying on Marines and nothing too good. But so we have a little jump ahead here. There was just a jump here because wasn't really much going on in the gameplay. So I did edit to a point where I had some more units made, and I was going to try to do some Kodiaks. I only really made one because I realized that the blue player had Banshees. Now, right before this, Mike did use his Banshees to take out all the mini bases behind their bases, which was fantastic. But the blue player responded with their own Banshees. So I'm in a bit of a pickle because I don't really have a lot of anti-air. I do have Marines, but they're not combat tech yet. So I think I'm going to, right here, am I going to, nope, not yet, I guess. At some point I do get combat tech because I realized I don't have much to deal with these Banshees yet. So I do have a little bit of an army here, but I'm worried because I don't really have anything. I'm kind of just, I've been plotted here for a while just because I'm kind of trapping this light blue player from being able to go up very far. But I'm kind of stuck, and I'm not really sure what to do at this point. So I am kind of just sitting here. I'm not really doing much. Gonna put a Kodiak down. I should probably clarify. I am not by any means a UNSC player. I don't play UNSC really ever. I play Colony is my favorite character. He has been since he came out. Wasn't viable for a while there, so it was kind of sad, especially during the Forge meta. It's so hard to use Colony. But if you want to see right here, I'm going to try to cryo bomb. Another salvo comes in, my favorite. I love it. Totally wasn't super mad at that point. Even though I didn't really lose any units, I hate that salvo. It's so frustrating, and I hate the salvo. But these Banshees are going to drop my base really quick. I was trying to get a cryo bomb on them, but I just couldn't get them in a good spot. So I'm going to try again right here. Still can't get them in a good spot. They're flying away. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. So I'm going to keep chasing them. But here's where I was talking about, where the units are just The armies with Serena are just slow. Unless you're using all air units, they're slow, especially with the ice cream truck in that mix. It's just super slow and frustrating. And then this Mantis comes in and starts trying to pick off my units, and I'm just so annoyed at this point. I have Banshees attacking at my mini bases. I don't have another base. I'm trying to expand again. I have this whole army, but I can't catch up with these dang Banshees. I'm just getting frustrated at this point. And it's not all like anger frustration. It's like competitive frustration where you're just like, God damn it, I need to do something. I need to do something, now to fix what my strategy is. So I have these cryo troopers still. I need to just get rid of them. So I send them out to a power node because I just need to get rid of them. So throw them out. The Sentinels will damage them, and then hopefully someone else is going to kill them because I just needed to get them out of my army. Those Banshees are still flying around, taking out mini bases. It was a great play from the Yap Yap player. I'm not super worried about my main base at this point. I have turrets. I have my army here. I'm going to try to cryo bomb. I'm going to grab the cryo drop, but I can't drop it there. So I'm going to try to get right here a nice whiff of a cryo bomb. Very frustrated with myself there. I really wanted to be able to pick off a couple of those, but I do have a couple of Wolverines. I have Combat Tech Marines. I have a Hunter's Brand coming in from Mike. We're going to just wipe out these Banshees, no problem. However, it's this kind of tedious thing now where I have to go around. I got to reclaim my mini base, and then I got to get started on my expansion. I accidentally clicked all units there, so now I have all these cryo troopers again. I just need more army space. And you look at, just look at, I have all of this income going on, and I don't have a field armory to use. So I'm going to throw one down, I think, maybe not right there. I'm going to throw one down eventually here because I realize I just have so much eco, but I don't have the army size for it, and I don't my expansion. I need to be upgrading I need to be upgrading my expansion right now. I need to be doing something that is actually gonna help the cause. So I use those cryo troopers to scout. I see what they're doing. I'm building my army, rebuilding my bases, and we're gonna jump ahead again here. So right here, we are at just about the 16-minute mark, and I still kind of have the same army comp, but I kind of spent a little while just upgrading stuff. There wasn't really anything going on, so I cut it out because I knew what the blue player was doing. Another salvo here. Super annoying. Every time I try to make a push, it seems like there's a salvo. The Yap Yap player drops a methane party there. I don't know if you caught that. But it's not really hindering me that much because it kind of dropped it on like the side of a mountain. So all my units were kind of already leaving at that point. So I did manage to save most of my army, and I am throwing a vulture into that mix so I can get a good Phoenix missile on any kind of groups of units there. But you see again, a whole army of Banshees coming back from the blue player. I'm getting really sick of Banshees at this point in the game. I'm just like, man, I'm so tired of Banshees from this blue player. But every time we would try to push, this blue player would end up using Please Don't Shoot Me and then fly all the Banshees back over, and that would be that. Unfortunately, I whiff again on the cryo bomb. I made sure to leave that in the gameplay. And then Mike whiffs on the Hunter's Brand, which means his whole army basically gets wiped out here. Kind of a miscommunication here. I was more hoping to maybe push together, but Mike was confident. He didn't see any of the units over there, and he saw the Banshees were in the middle, so he thought maybe he can pick off, like a building or two and then hop out. But Colony doesn't have teleport, which means that he can't really hop out quickly. So, no offense, Mike, but it just wasn't the best play there. However, as you can see, I haven't had the best play either. It's just kind of been sloppy. Thinking about a seismic blast, but it's not going to do anything if they're not frozen, so I wasn't going to waste it. Now, here's another moment where I'm sitting on units, not really doing anything with them. I have all this eco. I need to push up somewhere because I'm not helping by just sitting on this army and not doing anything. But this kind of comes with the unfamiliarity with a UNSC player. I don't use UNSC that much, so I don't really know what my strategy is. I'm just kind of testing in Team War, like, well, what can I do with Serena? What can I do with Johnson? Like just trying to figure out what I can actually do with these characters that fits my playing style. But because I've gotten so used to Banished and their leader powers, and specifically Colony with, I get so used to his leader power wheel. Leader power. I get so used to his wheel that I just like forget what other people have sometimes. So I take a little bit longer to figure out what my game plan is. But right here, I'm feeling good. We took out a bunch of the Banshees. I'm thinking, man, he's dropping in units to try to defend. I should be able to take these out, really put a big push on them, throw some Phoenix missiles down, and really do a number on all of these units, and hopefully on the base itself. But what's going to end up happening here is another goddamn salvo comes in and wipes out a bunch of my units, or what feels like a bunch of my units, makes them really weak. Thankfully, we had an engineer swarm from Mike that helped keep my units alive, but it's just that it's such an inconvenience to have that salvo hit you every time you're making a push. It is super annoying. But nonetheless, I'm just going to keep making some Nightingales so I can keep my units healed and hopefully keep the pressure on them so that way we are not pinned on our side of the map, because you never ever want to be pinned on your own side of the map. It's just not, it's not good. You're basically asking to lose at that point. You have to keep the pressure on the opponents. That was one thing I learned from being someone who played a lot of Halo Wars 1. I played that game always defensively. I never rushed because I was one of those people that was like, oh, rushing is for, you know, losers. Rushing is for people that don't know how to play the game. But in all reality, rushing takes a lot of skill as well. It's being able to orchestrate something that early in the game that's going to win you a game, or at least put you at a super huge advantage that's going to ultimately get you to that point. That takes a lot of skill too. So if you noticed another jump there, it's because I basically spent the next however long just making units. I'm just making units, getting upgrades. Nothing really special is happening. I think about logistics there, but I'm thinking, nah, maybe I should save my power. I don't know why, but another salvo and methane party from good old Yap Yap and Jerome here wipes out pretty much half my army. I'm just, at this point, I'm just getting more and more frustrated because every time I have an army, it gets destroyed by leader powers and everything. So at this point, I was like, dude, let me just drop in some more units. Let's just go in and just wipe out everything we can. I was ready to lose at this point. I was like, I just don't care. It's a team war game. It's going for almost 25 minutes. I'm just done at this point. I just want the game to be over. And we end up being able to mount a little bit of a push here, but I'm not even aware that Mike's, if you look on the mini map, there's a whole attack going on at Mike's expansion. And there's a whole bunch of Banshees over there that I was not even aware of. This whole battle, I was not even aware of these Banshees. I am so focused on what I'm doing that I'm not even paying attention. And Mike loses his expansion. And finally, I think he speaks up because he's like, hey, my main base is getting attacked. And I'm just like, man, let's see if we can defend it a little bit. But the Banshees pull off and decide to start, swarming my base instead, and I'm making units over there, so I'm gonna get my cryo bomb ready, and I'm gonna finally get a damn cryo bomb to work, and I'm gonna smack him down with a seismic blast, and I'm gonna throw down a goddamn glacial storm because I'm sick of these Banshees. You can please don't shoot all you want, but I was done with these Banshees. I was making more units. We dropped that base on the other side of the map, so my army was a little bit split. You saw a Condor coming in right there, but I just didn't care. I just wanted this game to be over, and it was taking so long for a game that I'm rank 50. The experience doesn't matter. Like I don't care. I want to be done, but I'm not just gonna lay back and lose. I'm gonna obviously try. And I noticed that this Yap Yap has just been going Banshees the whole game, and I haven't seen anything different. So I'm just gonna keep throwing Phoenix missiles at him and wiping out all these Banshees, and that's gonna be that. So right here, I'm throwing in more Vultures, more Wolverines, just trying to get my army kind of remade. Jump a little bit here to. We have our armies, we have things made, we're kind of ready to push again. I'm sorry for 2 jumps right in a row there. I did kind of brain fart for a second, so I didn't want to just leave in like 10 seconds of me derping out. But here I'm pushing up because Mike has everything fine over there. He can counter those Banshees, no problem. Now, I see a condor here, and my first thought is, you know what? I have like 7 vultures. I'm just gonna start mashing the Y button on it and throw Phoenix missile after Phoenix missile at this thing, and you're gonna see the chunks here. I mean, just watch this. Just boom, boom, and boom, and it's almost dead already. And that was only 3 of my vultures. The problem is, because all my units weren't together, I wasn't able to get all 7 of those Phoenix missiles off at once. So that Condor did a number to my army. And now I'm at a point where all I really have are vultures and maybe a couple Wolverines. And again, another methane party. And I'm losing all my units. I'm getting annoyed because every time I'm pushing up, some leader powers are just perfectly timed, and it's frustrating, and I'm just getting so annoyed. I'm just like, man, stop. I take out 2 condors, but I don't really have anything to keep fighting, so I gotta pull back my vultures, and this Jerome won't leave me alone, and I just don't know what to do. I'm just gonna keep making this same army. I have air level 2, like I have these super strong vultures, but I just can't finish the game off. And it's just, I mean, my commentary throughout this game, if I had done a live commentary, you guys would be laughing so hard, because I mean, this whole time I'm like, just end me, like, just, I mean, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, just please just let me destroy your bases. But nonetheless, the rest of the commentary wouldn't be very fun, because it's just, you know, it's just back and forth forever. So I didn't really want to do that. That's why this is a little bit more edited than maybe a normal breakdown would be. But that's just, you know, that's how it goes. I don't want to leave in nonsense for you guys. I want to, you know, all the more unedited stuff is my other Let's Plays that I do. These breakdowns in particular are things that I do to really try to help people who might not really know some good strategies in this game, or how to really excuse me. Oh, please don't shoot me, you suck. Yeah, I just want to provide more strategies for people, because I mean, anybody that watches my stuff knows, like, I'm not the greatest player ever at this game. I take pride in my skill at this game, because I do feel like I am a skilled player at this game, and I can compete with other skilled people. Can I compete with, you know, the Metalloids and the RTS Yoda people? Probably not. I mean, I could put up a fight. I have actually gone up against when it was like season 4, I think I went up against these guys. I can't remember. They were really high on the rankings on leaderboards, and were apparently regarded as like these really crazy good players. And we actually held them off for, I think the game lasted over 30 minutes. We held our own for a long time, but they ended up just slowly kind of pinning us down. But anyways, that's a different gameplay. With this one right here, you see all these hunters come in, and my first reaction was just Phoenix missile all of them, just get them all, because they're going to destroy everything that Mike has. But they were tough. They took a lot of hits, and I couldn't really kill them quick enough for Mike to save all of his army. So here I'm trying to figure out, okay, let me just get another air upgrade. You know, I've got 53 pop. What am I doing? Like, let me give some power. Like, I'm not really sure what to do. But the best thing about this situation is that we have the pressure on them. You know, we still have pretty decent map control. It's kind of split both ways, but we are the ones putting pressure on them. They aren't really putting any pressure on us. And you see that the light blue player is getting defended by dark blue's army, which means that that means that the light blue player doesn't really have anything to go against us with. So we're just going to try to hit this base. You'll notice another Condor comes in. I'm just going to Glacial Storm to try to shut down this base and get a good freeze on this Condor. But these turrets are coming in, really doing a number on my Frost Raven and my Vultures. And this Condor is, you know, Condors are always stingy. They're frustrating, but I think they're a little bit easier to kill than like a Scarab would be, just because, you know, a couple Wolverines and Reavers are going to do a lot of damage to a Condor. But again, I just lose pretty much all my units there, because again, I just want this game to be over. So at this point, I'm just done. I'm just whatever. I'm just going to start massing Hornets. Like, please don't shoot me there. Comes in. and my thinking is just, fuck it. I'm just gonna try something ballsy because I'm tired of the Banshees. I'm tired of all these air units. I have air level 3 going. Let me just spam a bunch of Hornets and get things rolling with that. I'm thinking about Wolverines here, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna fill this army all with Hornets. So fast forward a little bit, and it still kind of looks the same, but you'll notice that my ball of units is a little bit bigger. Again, it was just me making Hornets for a while because it was like, whatever. You see a bunch of Banshees there, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sick of these Banshees. I'm just gonna destroy these things. So I throw in a couple Wolverines just in case they come directly to my expansion, which it looks like they're trying to do at this point. So I'm ready for them. I have my air level 3 Hornets. They have shaft pods. I have everything I need. I am at this point, I'm like, man, I've whiffed on so many cryo bombs. I am going to get these guys good. So I see that they're going to keep coming up, and I'm going to drop it right about there. And I'm going to get a whole bunch of them. I'm going to get a great seismic blast here, and stablammy. That wipes out a good chunk of them, and a beautiful Hunter's Brand 3 from Mike pretty much wipes out all of those Banshees. At this point in the game, I am talking so much shit, and then it's all in an Xbox Live party, so the other team can't hear any of it. But like, I'm talking so much shit because I'm like, fuck these Banshees. How does it feel? How does it feel having a whole army of air units wiping you out? How does it feel? And I'm like, I don't care if you do. Please don't shoot me. I'm gonna keep chasing you down. I'm just sick of you. I'm done with these Banshees. So at this point, I'm like, I have a mobile army. Let's go take out everything that blue has. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of constantly having to deal with these Banshees and everything. So I'm ready to go. I'm pumped at this point. I am like, it was like the first time in a while that I had just like that like rage adrenaline where you're just like, God, fuck it. I'm just done. I'm just going to go like all out and take these guys out. So another salvo there. I drop restoration drones to maintain the health of my teammate there. And I mean, look at my army. I've got 22 Hornets, 4 Wolverines. The light blue player has a Condor and a Jerome. And I'm saying right here, I'm like, hey, Jerome, how's it going, buddy? Oh, how's it feel to get fucking destroyed? And I start wiping them out. And Methane Party comes in, and I'm thinking I'm going to micro away for a second. But I'm like, man, I don't even care. I'm wiping him out. I have engineer support right now. I'm done with this Jerome. I'm done with these victory turrets. I'm done with the Condors. I am sick of it. And you'll notice that I'm not really losing that many units. I still have my whole army basically. And look, I'm sick of these Banshees. I'm right here. I'm just like, fuck your Banshees. Fuck your Banshees. I'm taking them out. And Mike's dying. He's laughing his ass off. We're having a good old. Well, he's having a hoot. I'm like annoyed, but also just like, adrenaline's going, and I'm like, oh, you have a base over here? Oh, let me just take it out with all my fucking Hornets. I was pumped. I was just ready to go here. And I still have this garage, not really doing a whole lot with it at this point, but I'm going to throw in some Nightingales to maintain the healing of all my Hornets, because I don't really feel like making all of those again. I'm starting to get all my leader powers back. I'm ready to just assault this other team. I'm just ready to be done, which I've said a bunch of times now, but like, that's how many times I was ready to be done with this match. So light blue player tried to make some Wolverines. I said, fuck that. I've got healing. I've got level 3 Hornets fully upgraded. I don't care about your shitty little Wolverines. I'm going to take them all out. It's not going to be a problem because I can just keep pumping out units. I've got pretty much every upgrade in the book that I need to keep this pump going. The Condor is still there, and I'm like, finally, I get to just destroy this Condor. I just, look at it melt. Look at it melt. Oh, look at that. That's like the 5th Condor we had destroyed in this game. Just ridiculous. And another please don't shoot me from the Yap Yap player trying to stall. A great play, because we were about to take out that whole base. But this just gives me more time to keep my pump, keep my units healed, and we're just going to be able to surround this, this army here, if you want to call it that. It's just a couple of goblins, and that's really it. So I'm not even worrying about that. I'm letting Mike handle those units. I'm going to take out this little mini base real quick, and then I'm going to go over. I'm going to drop a cryo bomb. Yeah, I'm going to drop a cryo bomb there. I'm going to do a little seismic blast because I'm just like, fuck these banshees. I'm going to destroy them with everything I have because I was sick of them. I was just done with banshees. I was so tired of seeing banshees. Got a good pick off on the drop ship there, so not all the units came out as far as I was aware. Drop a little restoration drones. Great level 3 Hunter's Brand. Now you see the salvo there, and normally I'm like, I hate your salvo. I'm so sick of it. But at this point, we have engineer support. We have Nightingale support. Everything's upgraded. I mean, he's got combat he has combat repair for his units. I'm just like, let's push this. Let's be done. I don't care what they throw at us. I'm not losing any units at this point. Let's just keep the train rolling, if you want to call it that. And you can see, I mean, the damage that we're doing to this base right now is insane. And I'm going to think about a glacial storm there. Realize I don't need to because I'm going to drop the base anyways. And that's going to be that for that base. Now you'll notice that there are blister backs up here. Wipe them out, no problem. That's not an issue. Giving some power because I have so much of it. I'm going to give some of that to Mike because I want to make sure that he keeps up his units as well. My units aren't really using that much power. His do, so I want to make sure that he has that extra eco to keep his army going. I'm going to drop a glacial storm here to try to help shut down this base. And I'm just ready to go. I'm like, man, they have no units. I just want this game to be done, and I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, look at the glassing beam. Oh, it's so adorable because it doesn't do anything when I have fully upgraded units and Nightingale support. So, wiping out this Jerome again, just feeling super great at this point. I'm like, yeah, we destroyed all of this guy's bases. We're wiping out everything that this guy has. I am just pumped. I'm like, take that. 45 minutes basically of a team war game. I mean, it just felt so pointless. It just, it didn't really matter. But, one last little methane party from the Yap Yap before he gets eliminated. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to wipe out all these units, no problem. Going to keep the pump going. And that's basically going to be that for the gameplay. As far as I'm aware, there isn't really much else that happens. So I think I'm just going to let this play out. I don't really have anything else to say other than thank you. If you're still watching at this point, thank you so much. I appreciate the support that I've gotten over these last couple of months. I love making YouTube content, and I love being able to, just kind of make whatever I feel like making. And, whether it's the average of 7 views that my Pokemon stuff has been getting, or it's the, average of 50 views that my Halo Wars 2 stuff gets, it doesn't matter. The views don't really matter to me. What matters to me is just that people like what they see and they enjoy what they're watching. And as long as I can make at least one person happy, that's all that really matters to me. So thank you for the support that I've been getting. I will hope to get a couple more of these breakdowns out soon. I'm going to try to get them out semi-regularly. Fall quarter is going to be starting up for me for college, so videos may not be coming out as quickly as they have been. Any other announcements? Thank you for watching again. I will stop rambling now. I'll just let this game finish out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
All units. All units. All units. Our allies are attacking the enemy base. All units. All units.
Built for combat!
All units. An enemy structure has been destroyed. All units. All units. We've destroyed an enemy structure. All units. All units. All units.
On and over. Pushing her to the landing, sir.
An enemy structure has been destroyed. The enemy has been defeated, and we have minimal casualties. Just as I predicted.